Today on TV-13, it's Jim Thorpe and Minersville. The Olympians will look to air it out with new quarterback Frank Miller.
I think we can throw the ball against them. I think that's our advantage, our quickness with the quarterback and some of our quick backs. And it all depends on how fast our kids mature during that game. What I mean by that is we have 3 sophomores and 1 freshman as halfbacks, so it's a little scary situation for me.
The Miners know to expect almost anything out of Jim Thorpe.
Well, Jim Thorpe's always a very tough opponent. They have scrappy kids. Adam does a great job. You have to prepare for a lot of things. It's a Saturday afternoon game, so I'm sure the weather will be a factor. So we're just going to go up and try to be as assertive as we possibly can, and we know we're in for a tough ball game.
Today, it's high school football. Jim Thorpe and Minersville. Welcome everybody to a beautiful afternoon here in Jim Thorpe for Jim Thorpe and Minersville. Hi everybody, along with Jim Nunemaker and the whole TV-13 crew, I'm Bob Capasso. And today, Minersville and Jim Thorpe, and we talk about what happens on paper, and last night we were a little bit wrong as to who was better on paper with Wallenpaupack and Honesdale. But today, obviously Minersville, with some experience coming back and a very good record in district playoff berth last year, has to be the favorite today on paper.
Probably a heavy favorite would be correct. But fortunately for sports, games are not played on paper. They're not won or lost on paper. They're played on the field. And as we learned last night, again, we've learned it many, many times over the years, but we were again reminded last night, it's the team who comes to play on any given day that's going to emerge victorious. And yes, Minersville is a heavy favorite. They have 8 returning starters. Coach Jones talks very positively about his team. In fact, it's a pleasure. It's almost a breath of fresh air to hear a coach say only good things about his kids. I believe in his pregame comments to you, there were no negatives. He said we have no glaring weaknesses. We have depth. We have good starters. So that's a breath of fresh air, and they're definitely a heavy favorite. But again, Coach Szyminski has always done a fine job here at Jim Thorpe, and I'm sure his kids will be ready to play.
Let's look at Jim Thorpe. First of all, pretty much a revamped backfield. Frank Miller takes over at quarterback for Keith Zabrowski. Got a little bit of time last year, but he'll have to step in and mature very quickly.
Right, and that certainly could be a problem. Now, Coach Szyminski, as I think everybody knows, doesn't believe in scrimmages, which means Frank Miller has not taken any snaps against an enemy opponent this fall so far. Right. And today's snaps will be the first that he has taken against an opponent other than his own teammates. And that's got to be a little unnerving for him. Even though I believe he's a senior, it's still going to be a new experience for him, and it's going to take him a while to get his feet wet. Hopefully, as he is getting his feet wet, there won't be any dramatic mistakes that will cost Jim Thorpe a ball game or cause them to fall behind early in the ball game.
Jim, this is a revamped entire offensive backfield. Mike Rissick should step in, do a nice job at halfback. The one thing that does help them is a little bit of experience and some size up front.
Right, and it's not really that young a team. It's an inexperienced team, but it's not that young a team. There are quite a few, I believe 6 or 7 seniors in the starting lineup. And so, you know, they should have an idea what it's all about and should be ready to play today.
Minersville has won all 5 meetings between these two clubs, and Rick Jones, the Tamaqua native, has really done a nice job bringing this Minersville team back.
Yes, the 2 years before he took over, they were 1-9 each season. His first season, they were 1-9. His second season, I believe they were 7-3, and they've been in playoffs ever since, either Eastern Conference or District 11 Single A playoffs. So he's obviously done a fine job. His overall record here at Minersville, if my memory serves me correctly and your statistics are correct, is 40-17-1, and that's pretty impressive.
And last year, a district playoff berth. They went to the finals the year before. Last year, the semifinals, and they're looking to do that again.
Yes, they are. In fact, that's their primary objective. We were talking before we went on the air that they don't belong to a league.
No.
So their league is really District 11 playoffs, and so every game is very, very important because of the point system. And so, yes, they're looking to go back to District 11 playoffs once again this year, and I'm sure looking to win one.
Yeah. Today, it is Jim Thorpe and Minersville. The starting lineups are coming up. On TV 13 by Nazareth National Bank, Lee Heighton Chrysler Plymouth, Broadheadsville Chevrolet, and Milford Chrysler Sales. By Keystone Medical Equipment and Joyce's Pharmacy, Main Street Appliance and Home Entertainment Center. By Schleicher's Home Sales, Forest and Masonry Supply, Zimmerman's Dairy. By Jim Thorpe National Bank, Prologue. By the Times News, Head to Toe Fashions. By Broadheadsville Eye Center, and by Rich's Racing Collectibles.
Nazareth National Bank. While Nazareth is our name, regional banking is our game. Right now, you're probably just minutes from our door because we have many locations throughout the Lehigh Valley and the Poconos. And we plan to continue offering big bank conveniences with friendly small bank service all across the region. Nazareth National, not just in Nazareth, but not at all national.
Great savings, easy to get online. Check out Prologue's 2 terrific plans now. With Prologue's starter plan, get email, toll-free internet access, and your own homepage, all for just $5.95 a month for the first 10 hours. Or you can go online as often as you like for $14.95 a month with a 2-year subscription. And as an added bonus, all new subscribers get Prologue's Guide to the Internet book absolutely free. Act now. Call 1-800-804-5783 and get the connection with Prologue.
This afternoon, it's Minersville and Jim Thorpe. The starting lineups are being brought to you by the Jim Thorpe National Bank, your community bank with 3 convenient branches to serve you, 12 Broadway, 418 Center Street, and Route 903 in Penn Forest. Starting lineups, first of all, for the Battling Miners. On offense, it is Ed Moran, the quarterback. Jordan Marshall is the tailback with Bob Workman in front of him, the fullback. The flanker is Chris Paul. The split end, Keith Witkowski, and Ian Brennan is the tight end. Up front for the Miners, it'll be Dave Schiffer, the center, Jeremy Leschko, and Dennis Reichert, the guards. Mike Kramer and Jason Burrell are the tackles. Defensively for Minersville, the ends will be Ian Brennan and Terry Davis, the nose guard Bill Laudeman, and Mike Kramer is the tackle. The linebackers, Jordan Marshall, Bob Workman, and Luke Leonard. The secondary, Josh Wank, Chris Paul, along with Witkowski, and the strong safety is Matt Hiroshak. For the Jim Thorpe Olympians, offensively, it'll be Frank Miller at quarterback with Mike Wernett and Mike Rissick, the halfbacks. The wingback, Ralph Clay, and the ends, Mark Remmel and Andrew Braun. Up front for the Olympians, Tom Whitehead, the center. The guards, Brian Barash and Robert Myers. Brandon Haight and Brian Richards are the tackles. Defensively, the guards, Abdul Shabazz and Robert Myers, with Brandon Haight and Brian Richards, the tackles. The linebackers, Mike Rissick, Ralph Clay, Craig Seabach, and Mark Remmel. The corners, Chris Van Dyne and Andrew Braun, and Frank Miller is the safety. Minersville and Jim Thorpe in a moment. When you're shopping in the Poconos, visit Main Street Appliance and Home Entertainment Superstore in downtown Stroudsburg. They have the largest selection of all major brands in appliances and electronics, plus a huge floor of furniture and a complete theater room. Take a break to dine in the Tea Room restaurant, serving breakfast and lunch. Main Street Appliance offers everyday low prices, superior customer service, name brand audio and video components, also special discounts on appliance packages for new homes. That's Main Street Appliance, 564 Main Street, Stroudsburg.
All eyes are on Schleicher's Home Sales. We feature manufactured homes at their best with on-the-site financing available. With 10 years experience in the field, we'll help you select the perfect home for your family's needs and provide the finest in general contracting. And we offer the latest in utilities and luxury appliances to give you the ultimate package at an affordable price. Check for space availability at a soon-to-be-completed Northside Heights Estates. Schleicher's Home Sales, located on Route 248 between Parryville and Lehighton.
It'll be Jim Thorpe and Minersville. Minersville has elected to receive the football in their white. Jim Thorpe wearing red, white, and blue, and will kick off.
Someone we might want to keep our eye on this afternoon, Bob, is Mike Kramer from Minersville, number 70. He's 6'4", 281, and he's only a sophomore. That certainly is Division I size. Whether or not he's Division I talent, we don't know because we haven't seen him play, and I guess not too many people have. But we might keep an eye on him this afternoon to see if we have a future Division I prospect here.
Benjamin Highland kicks off. It will be Jordan Marshall across the 30, 35, out to the 36-yard line. 5 or 6 Olympians there to make the stop. And it is 1st and 10 for the Miners and quarterback Ed Moran. Jim Thorpe coming off a 5-5 season, 4-2 in the Mid-Penn Conference East. The Miners 7-4 a year ago under Rick Jones in his 7th year. From the shotgun, Moran throws on 1st down, right side complete with Witkowski. Witkowski across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Ralph Clay, the outside linebacker over there to make the stop.
And they come out in the shotgun, which catches me by surprise. Whether it catches Thorpe or not, I don't know, but I didn't expect to see that. But then we don't really know a whole lot about, at least I don't know a whole lot about Minersville. I think this is the first time I've ever seen Minersville play, the first time I've ever seen a Rick Jones team play. And here they're back to the more traditional T formation.
And the handoff goes to Jordan Marshall. Marshall out to the 43, 44-yard line. Clay is there again defensively along with Mark Remmel, the senior inside linebacker.
Certainly this next play could be a big one for Jim Thorpe if they were to stop the Miners on the upcoming 3rd down situation. Give them a little confidence, showing that they can stop this Minersville offense, at least early in the ball game.
They hand off right side. Marshall again. He has the 1st down, and he's out to the 48-yard line.
Marshall, a 5'10", 191-pound junior tailback, and he got that one on 2nd effort. I believe he may have been first hit before he reached the 1st down marker, but kept his legs driving, and as all good backs, didn't go down right away.
1st down for Minersville. The Battle of Miners with the ball at the 49-yard line. They come out with 3 receivers to the near side, a wing, a slot, and a wide receiver, and go to Jordan Marshall back the other way. Breaks through. There's nobody out there now. To the 20, to the 10. Can Miller get him? No, he runs out of time. Marshall goes 51 yards for the touchdown.
And of course, what happens here is with the 3 wideouts that Minersville throws at Jim Thorpe, the Jim Thorpe defense is spread all over the field, Bob, and it was a quick hitter to Marshall straight up the gut. And because everybody was spread out, there was really nobody in his path the minute he got past the line of scrimmage.
Mike Walensky for the extra point. They run the swinging gate, toss it out to the left side, and they have 2 points. It's tossed out to Bob Workman. Workman goes in for the 2-point conversion.
And certainly not the beginning that the Olympians were hoping for.
10:20 left, 1st quarter, 8-0, Minersville.
Hi, this is Bill Rosado from Lehighton Chrysler Plymouth. I'd like to take a few moments to share with you why so many people buy their cars at Lehighton Chrysler. We have a fantastic selection of new and used cars. We have an award-winning service department that is always willing to help you. And our parts department always has what you need. We're very proud of our repeat business. That shows the best customer satisfaction. When buying a car at Lehighton Chrysler Plymouth, financing is never a problem. I said it once and I'll say it again. At Lehighton Chrysler Plymouth, we want you. We want you.
The Times News, your source for local information. We deliver information to your fingertips.
Times News Voice Link offers the latest scoop on sports, local, college, or even national. Football, basketball, wrestling, motorsports, and much more. Call now. Voice Link, the 24-hour telephone information system.
Call 1-800-582-NEWS to subscribe to the Times News.
Very difficult, Bob, for an inexperienced team such as Jim Thorpe is to open up against a veteran club, a good club like Minersville.
Mike Walensky to kick off to one of the up men. It's Chris Van Dyne having trouble. Now it's picked up by Gabe Robinson, and Robinson will push the ball out to the 30-yard line, and that is where the Olympian offense will take over 1st and 10.
As we were saying a moment ago, tough for Jim Thorpe as we take another look at that kickoff return. Robinson makes a good heads-up play there by quickly getting to the ball after it is dropped. There's just no room to learn. They learn the hard way.
On 1st down, it'll be Rissick. Off left tackle. We'll get a couple over there defensively. Jordan Marshall, the middle linebacker, along with the right side end, Terry Davis, a pair of juniors. And Jim, you talk about experience versus youth. Minersville has some experience, but they also have some youth. I mean, this is young experience. Guys playing as sophomores a year ago, and a number of juniors playing with experience.
And I believe that, and I don't know this for sure, but Kramer may have played as a freshman.
Gabe Robinson in there early. Robinson, just a sophomore, knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line over there. Matt Horoshak, along with Chris Paul, the left side cornerback. It is a gain of about 3. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Again, on defense, Kramer, number 70, is defensive left tackle.
And it was funny, Adam Szyminski said before the season that his sophomores, guys like Mike Warnett, Gabe Robinson, could be seeing plenty of playing time by the middle of the season. Well, guess what? They're in there early. Quick toss over the middle, incomplete for Andrew Braun.
And Thorpe faced with a punting situation, 3 and out. Again, not the way you want to begin a season.
Paul is deep. High wobbling punt. This will bounce at the 35 and take a huge Jim Thorpe bounce. In fact, it rolls, which is nice for the Olympians. You don't get those 2 points in the way, and it rolls all the way to the 20-yard line. It's a 45-yard punt, and Minersville will have it 1st and 10 back at their own 20-yard line.
See if they continue to spread that offense all over the field as they did their first possession, which resulted in a 4-play drive for a touchdown, a drive of 64 yards in 4 plays. Not a bad average.
Witkowski and Paul come to the near side. They'll go straight up the middle. Bob Workman, the fullback, cuts out and gets about 9 yards.
Good look for some trap blocking. Right guard pulling, trapping, and nice hole there for Workman.
It'll bring up a 2nd and short for Minersville. Miners a year ago going to the District 11 Single A playoffs, losing to Schuylkill Haven 15-14. They missed a field goal in the waning moments of that one that could have won it. Here's Marshall picking up just about 4 yards, but a 1st down for Minersville.
Nice effort by Marshall here. Not big yardage, but more yardage than it appeared he was going to get when he first hit the line of scrimmage. You'll notice that He stopped momentarily, but he bounces to the outside and picks up the necessary yardage for the first down. Good effort by Marshall. We talked about this last night, and some of the backs we saw, they kept their heads up, and when the hole wasn't where they expected it, they were able to veer or slide or bounce to where there was some room to run.
Markers come in. There was movement on both sides of the ball, but unless Jim Thorpe came across, there is no penalty there, although I guess somebody must have come because the 5-yarder will go against the Olympians. Our officials this afternoon: Mike Seacrest is the referee, John Shigo the umpire, Herb Barrel the linesman, Mel Riddick the line judge, and Eric Miller is the back judge. First and 5 for Minersville. Olympians come to about a 7-man line here. The Miners go straight up the middle. That was Bill Laudeman, the junior tailback, and he will pick up a yard.
Speaking of Riddick, as we take another look at that play, Tosh Riddick from Deerhoff had a big night last night, although the Huskies lost their opening game to Neshaminy. Riddick rushed, I believe, for about 178 yards and at least 2 touchdowns. So he's off to a good start.
Yeah, the East Stroudsburg fans will be haunted by Tosh Riddick for a long time to come. Here's Jordan Marshall trying to get outside, slips a tackler, gets across the 45, and is out to the 48-yard line. Ralph Clay comes over to make the tackle. He's helped out by Andrew Braun, but it's another first down for the Miners.
Nice effort that time by Craig Sibach, the defensive right end for the Olympians, as he was blocked, but struggled, didn't bring him down, but slowed him up and made it possible for his teammates to stop Workman, or not Workman, but Marshall, excuse me, after a short gain.
4 first downs for Minersville. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line. A single setback is Jordan Marshall. Play action fake. Miranda throw and throw deep. There's a man out there, incomplete, just out of the reach of Chris Paul, his flanker.
That's a keep him honest play. First down, certainly no need to throw, but now Jim Thorpe will have to think about the pass, and that's one that's designed to help the running game, even though it was incomplete.
There's Adam Szyminski, the Olympian head coach in his 6th season as the head man here at Jim Thorpe, 33-22 in his first 5.
Certainly a commendable record.
He has some resume. Played at Michigan State. Played for the Packers, played for the Lions. Moran over the middle. That one is complete to Ian Brennan down to the 35-yard line. A gain of 17, wrestled down by Miller. Andrew Braun also defensively there.
Well, the Battling Miners have early established their running game, and here they're trying to establish a passing attack as well, and certainly a nice completion there from Moran to Moran, excuse me.
Paul right, Witkowski left. Back goes Moran, throwing left side. It is caught inside the 10-yard line. It is Witkowski down at the 9.
Again, a well-executed play. This is all a timing pattern. The fade. Witkowski just flies straight down the field, and Moran tries to lay it out there where he thinks he's going to be, and that time he was right on the mark.
1st and goal from the 9 for the Miners. Still 6.5 left here in the first quarter. From the power I, Marshall dancing right, will get to the 6-yard line. Over there defensively is Mark Remmel. He's helped out by Robert Myers. Gain of just a yard. 6 carries, 73 yards so far for Marshall with a touchdown. The handoff this time, Laudeman. Laudeman dances, goes into the end zone, but a penalty marker has been thrown in the holding zone.
I was watching Mike Kramer, that big kid from Minersville, number 70, on that play, and he did a nice job in holding his man.
I beg your pardon, that's a face mask against the Olympians, so that will be good for a touchdown.
Well, maybe we can see that again. I didn't see anybody grab a face mask, but let's see, here we come. Okay, great slow motion, great camera work. Let's see.
The extra point kick is good.
Well, I didn't see any face mask on the ball carrier. Maybe there was a face mask against somebody else, but certainly the ball carrier was not the victim of a face mask. Whatever, score stands, and it's Minersville 15, Jim Thorpe nothing, with 5:37 remaining here in the first quarter at Olympian Stadium.
Keystone Medical Equipment since 1976 has been servicing Schuylkill, Carbon, and Monroe counties and has been a direct insurance biller for Medicare, Medicaid, U.S. Healthcare, and Capital Blue Cross. Keystone offers unlimited emergency service for oxygen equipment. We carry wheelchairs and walkers, diabetic supplies, and mastectomy supplies, plus all the latest in high-tech medical aid equipment, including scooters, seat lift chairs, and stair glides. Located on Center Street next to Joyce's Pharmacy in Jim Thorpe, remember, when you need our kind of store, you need our kind of service.
Welcome back. It's a gorgeous afternoon here at Jim Thorpe. A little more gorgeous for us than the players because it has gotten a bit warm and humid this afternoon. We had a nice, cool night. Great night for football last night.
That was a great opening night.
Walensky. And a penalty marker comes in. Tim Craigie on the run back.
And if it's against Jim Thorpe, nothing is going right for the Olympians so far this afternoon.
A hold against Jim Thorpe. Well, it'll put the ball back at the 18-yard line of Jim Thorpe. 5.5 left here in the first quarter. 15-0. Minersville leads.
Jim Thorpe cheerleaders trying to enthuse the fans and get behind their Olympians.
Resick and Warnett in the backfield behind Miller, and a whistle. Penalty markers come in. Somebody moved. Procedure against Jim Thorpe.
And as we said a moment ago, Bob, things are just not going well for the Olympians. Some new people in there on defense for the Miners.
Miller from the shotgun will keep, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 14-yard line. So he just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
One of the nice things when you establish early leads, gives the coach an opportunity to play some other people, and that always helps a program as we take another look at this sweep. Could have called holding there, I believe. It looked as though somebody grabbed number 41's jersey.
And as Minersville brings in some new people, they have a little confusion, so they'll call a timeout. We'll take a break as well. First quarter, 5:25 left in it. 15-0, Minersville.
Hi, this is Bill Rosado from Lee Heighton Chrysler Plymouth. I'd like to take a few moments to share with you why so many people buy their cars at Lee Heighton Chrysler. We have a fantastic selection of new and used cars. We have an award-winning service department that is always willing to help you. And our parts department always has what you need. We're very proud of our repeat business. That shows the best customer satisfaction. When buying a car at Lee Heighton Chrysler Plymouth, financing is never a problem. I said it once and I'll say it again. At Lee Heighton Chrysler Plymouth, we want you. We want you.
Coach Zeminski out to talk to his players, see if he can't get things straightened out and something started here.
Miller will hand off Mike Wernetz, who crawls across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Defensively, Matt Horoshak and Luke Leonard in on the tackle, and a gain of 4. That'll bring up a 3rd and 11.
Right, those penalties hurt any time, but they particularly hurt when you're trying to establish yourself. As we take another look at that play, and a gain of 4 still brings up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Miller from the shotgun has some time, floats it up, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Chris Van Dyne, and there were several Minersville players back there, led by the strong safety Matt Horoshak and the cornerback Josh Wank. It'll be 4th and 11, and the Olympians will have to boot it away. Ben Highland to boot it away. This one's a low line drive. It'll be caught by Josh Wank. Wank trying to come to the near side, and a nice play by Ralph Clay down on special teams.
Yeah, nice tackle by Clay. Didn't hesitate, went right after him, very aggressive. Good play.
Minersville will have good field position. Here's the play by Ralph Clay in the open field. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Miners from the 45 of Jim Thorpe.
First offensive unit stays in there for the Batlin Miners.
A hand off to Marshall. Marshall running right. Caught at the line of scrimmage. Robert Myers, the left side defensive guard, is the man who grabs him and brings him down. Brian Richards comes over to help out.
But Marshall doesn't go down easily, Bob. He fights. He got hit in the backfield here, actually, and could have been thrown for a loss as we see it here. He's hit there, but refuses to go down on the first contact. And that's one of the signs of a good runner.
Mike Rissick was the first man there. It'll be 2nd down and about 9. And on 2nd down, Marshall up the middle, breaks a tackle, cuts back across the 35, and actually got knocked down by his own man at the 31-yard line.
And again, the quick trap up the middle. We see it on replay. We'll watch the right guard pull. Number 73, and opens up a nice hole for Marshall. Got to give Brennan credit, too, on that play. It looked as though he got in Marshall's way, but he was downfield doing his job, throwing a block. Didn't, as so many kids will do, go down, look around to see if the back's coming, and then decide to throw the block. He went through the block, and that's good coaching and good discipline by Ian Brennan.
Laudeman to the 26. Frank Miller brings him down. That's a gain of 5.
That offensive line for Minersville opening nice holes. An experienced unit, and we can easily see why Coach Jones is very, very positive about his ball club so far this year.
Fullback Terry Davis. Davis to the 22-yard line. Mark Remmel, the inside linebacker, makes the tackle. It's a gain of about 4. Call it 3rd and a long 1. And the Miners want another timeout. Let's break right here. 2 minutes, 26 seconds left. First quarter, 15-0 Minersville.
For quality Western wear and fashions for the entire family with a complete line of footwear, stop by Head to Toe Fashions, located on Route 145 in Walnut Port.
Head to Toe Fashions has footwear for the entire family with name brands such as Airwalk, Keds, Easy Spirit, Saucony, K-Swiss, Eastland, Minnetonka, and more.
Head to Toe Fashions also carries hikers, Western, and Carolina work boots.
Country Western wedding apparel from tuxedos to the entire wedding party, also available at Head to Toe Fashions.
Call now for store hours at 610-760-9020.
Minersville leads it 15-0 opening day here on a sunny Saturday afternoon at Jim Thorpe.
We're here about 5 weeks early before the foliage changes. Certainly one of the most beautiful settings once that occurs.
Marshall will be close to a first down on the tackle there is Brian Richards and Abdul Shabazz.
Counter play. Everybody starts right, and then a handoff back left, and a nice job by the Olympian defense that time. They need another big play here to stop Minersville on downs and take over possession.
Fourth down. You see the markers just to your right of the screen. The handoff will be to Marshall. Looks like he has it, but it'll be close.
But another good effort by the Olympian defense. I'm quite certain that the first down was made, but the Olympians gave it up grudgingly.
Richards and Myers on the stop, and they do get the first down. The 8th of the first half for Minersville. The ball just outside the 20-yard line of Jim Thorpe for Minersville. First and 10. Paul in motion. Morant fakes the pitch, throws left side, incomplete. The reason that ball wobbled was because he was being dragged down by linebacker Craig Seabach in on the blitz.
And then Seabach reacted well here. When the man went in motion, if we have a chance to see it again, he knows exactly, he closed down. We picked that play up a little bit late, but Seabach, when the man went in motion, closed down, so he was able to put pressure on the quarterback, Ed Moran. Nice play by, heads-up play by Seabach.
Second and 10. Play action fake. Morant throwing left side. It is complete. Workman out of the backfield. Gets a block at the 10. It was a clip at the 10, and they'll bring this one back.
Right. And when we see it again, we'll notice, I believe it's number 25 for Minersville who throws the clip, Keith Witkowski. And you can fault him, but at least he was trying to help out. It was a mistake made as he was trying to be aggressive. Here it comes. Right there. And a good call by the official. But again, Witkowski was trying to do something positive. It's one of those times when he shouldn't have. He just should have stood and watched.
That's the first penalty of the afternoon on Minersville.
And Minersville has clearly established the fact, Bob, that they can run the ball well and throw very effectively.
From the shotgun, Moran, it'll be second down and 13. Screen near side, incomplete, trying to get it to Marshall, but Mike Rissick was putting plenty of pressure on Moran, and that'll bring up a third down and 13.
And that was open. It was a great call because Jim Thorpe very eager here, and everybody's coming, and the intended receiver is wide open out here in the flat with blockers in front of him. Moran just unable to get the ball to Marshall.
Third down from the 23 for Minersville. Bill Laudeman, the lone setback. He gets the pitch, trying to get outside, and does. To the 20, 15, almost lost the ball when he got hit, and he'll be close to a first down. It is Robert Myers chasing the play down.
And a call, I'm sure, Bob, that caught Jim Thorpe somewhat by surprise. Minersville spread all over the field, a single back. The Olympians, I would assume, were thinking pass. Instead, it's a pitch to the tailback, and he's able with his quickness to get to the outside and pick up enough yardage to bring up a 4th and 1 situation.
The second 4th down situation in this drive.
Minersville's play calling this afternoon here in the first quarter has been interesting, and it certainly kept Jim Thorpe off balance.
Laudeman, second effort, I think, got the first down.
Yes, he got across the 10, and that's all he had to do in order to pick up the first down.
The clock will run, and that will be the end of the first quarter. That's it for one. The score, Minersville 15, Jim Thorpe nothing.
Jim Thorpe National Bank has served the community since 1902, and we are here today to help make your banking convenient and enjoyable. You may be thinking about getting a new car with a car loan, or fixing up your home with a home equity loan. Our banking staff stands ready to assist you with prompt, courteous service. The Jim Thorpe National Bank is here to serve you. The Jim Thorpe National Bank, your full-service community bank.
We get set for the second quarter, 15-0 Minersville. This drive has chewed up quite a lot of yardage and time and plays.
So far, it's only 34 yards or 35 yards. Started at the Jim Thorpe 44, Bob, and they've used up 10 plays.
Marshall inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. There he is, brought down by Chris Van Dyne.
Again, I believe trap blocking. We'll see the left guard pull, I believe. Yep, here he comes. Gets a good block.
They've had
nice hole, excuse me, for Marshall.
I was going to say, they have had 2 4th down situations. This is at the 11th play of the drive.
Yes.
From the 44. Second and goal. Marshall did not get in. Held up.
And that's credit to the Jim Thorpe kids. They're hanging tough, trailing 15-0, but not giving up. Still have some fight out there.
And the first man to grab him, 87, Mark Remmel. Van Dyne is there.
He was close.
Yeah.
No problem.
Second and goal. Moran keeps. Moran scores.
Behind good effort by his 2 guards and his center. Schiffer, Leschko, and Reichert. And that was 44 yards, Bob, in 13 plays. Well, there was a big penalty in there. Actually, they covered the 44 yards in considerably fewer plays, but the 1 touchdown was called back because of a clip.
Walensky for the extra point. Low snap, but the ball is set down, and Walensky's got it. 10:46 left, first half. 22-0 Minersville. Minersville set to kick off. Mike Walensky to boot it away. And he does. It will be Tim Craigie. Craigie 25, slips to the 28-yard line.
Gravy, a sophomore.
Witkowski on the tackle. First down Olympians. They will start this possession at their own 39-yard line. Burnett, Rissick in the backfield behind Frank Miller. Clay and Braun right, Remmel left. It will be Rissick to the 32. And Dennis Reichert on the tackle for the Miners. It'll be a gain of 3.
How did your preseason picks do last night, Mr. Capasso?
Oh, you had to bring that up. Well, I'll get you. You can't talk either.
You're right, I can't. I know that. So.
We picked Wallenpaupack. They didn't do, they lost last night to Honesdale.
Right. They were.
East Stroudsburg won. Fumble. And Miller gets back on it. Right. Marion plays Dallas today.
And Miller that time tried to pull out too quickly. And that's what happens when quarterback gets over eager to get to wherever he wants to go with the ball.
Well, you picked Stroudsburg.
Right, and they lost to Hazelton.
They lost.
Northampton, I think, was another of my picks, and they were
lost
shut
to
out.
Whitehall.
Right, that surprised me. I not so much that Whitehall beat Northampton, but certainly I was surprised that it was a shutout.
Turnovers will kill you every time.
Yes.
3rd and 8. Rissick, and he is met right at the line of scrimmage by Terry Davis, the right defensive end.
And we've got a flag. I believe it's against Minersville, but I'm not certain. Nope, it's not. It's against Jim Thorpe, and the Miners will refuse it, I'm sure, as we take another look at it. Not much running room there. The best of backs cannot run when there are no holes. But some of our teams had
Northwestern.
Good beginnings. Northwestern, a big winner over Palisades. Northern Lehigh with a nice win over Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah.
Lehighton with a convincing win over Panther Valley.
Yeah, that top 5 is going to have a bit of a shakeup. Highland gets a nice one away. It will bounce. I don't know if it hit one of the Jim Thorpe players at the 43. I do not see a marker, a beanbag, or a hat there, so the officials feel it did not, and it is down at the 33-yard line. Had it hit one of the Jim Thorpe players, it would go back to that point.
Well, at least Minersville made one negative today. Gives Coach Jones and his staff something to work on in practice on Tuesday. Always want your back to come up and make that catch. In that case, it would have been a fair catch, but you don't want that ball to hit the ground and then roll downfield.
The Olympians were 1 short, and they set up just in time. Toss to the right side. It is complete to Witkowski, and the Witkowski is tripped up at the 49-yard line. That'll be good for another 18 yards and a first down.
Moran certainly throws that ball nicely. Witkowski runs good routes as well. Very precise, and they work well together. They've obviously practiced hard on their timing. And Moran delivers the ball just as Witkowski makes his break, and the defender really doesn't have much of a chance to react. I can understand why Coach Jones is optimistic about this season.
The handoff is to Terry Davis, the fullback, who runs over a defender and gets to the 36-yard line. There's another 14 and another first down, their 11th of the first half.
It's going to take a good team to beat Minersville this season, and they play some good ones. Some teams that over the years have been impressive, as we see it again. That's what a fullback loves to do. He wasn't looking for any running room. He was looking for somebody to punish, and he did just that. But they play Schuylkill Haven, Shenandoah Valley, Southern Columbia.
Laudeman up the middle, bounces to the outside, gets some help from the official, and then Gabe Robinson is able to make the play in the open field, but another 14 yards and a first down.
And I believe those three teams went far in the district and state playoffs last year, did they not?
Shenandoah went to the Eastern Final.
Right. And how about Southern Columbia? Didn't they?
Southern Columbia, I believe, beat them in the
Eastern final. And then Southern Columbia went to the state final, and I believe lost
to Farrell.
Right.
Who's won the last two. You remember Farrell, the team that Marion beat for the 1990 state championship. Nice play by Highland there to make the tackle on Bob Workman for no gain.
Again, if my memory serves me correctly, and I am rapidly approaching that age when I can't trust it at all anymore, but I think I read in the paper the other day that the Battling Miners are ranked statewide among Class A schools. I forget just what their ranking was, but I believe they were about 6 or 7 in the state ranking out of Harrisburg, which of course means nothing, as we well know, but they are gaining a lot of preseason respect anyway.
Workman picks up a couple. Ralph Clay comes over to make the tackle. It is a gain of 3. Well, you know what, Jim? Not only are they moving the ball well, yes, and Jim Thorpe may be a bit inexperienced and at this point a little overmatched, but they also look sharp.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do, and they have not made mistakes. I think they've had one penalty, a clip, when Witkowski was trying to throw a block for a teammate. And yes, you're going to say something to him, but you're not going to jump up and down, scream and holler, because he was trying to do something positive. You're going to tell him next time, use your head, make sure you can get in front of the would-be tackler so you don't get called for a clip. I don't believe they fumbled the ball this afternoon, if my memory serves me correctly. So they are sharp.
But they have used up their third timeout. But yeah, they have moved the ball well, and I'll tell you what, they have used several runners today. Laudeman, the backup tailback, the junior, has run the ball a couple of times. Jordan Marshall has run very well.
Terry Davis, number 32, a backup fullback, has carried for a couple of nice gains.
In fact, Marshall just around the 100-yard mark. 13 carries, 98 yards.
Hey, you couldn't bring your buddy, our statistician of last night, along today. I guess we kept him out too late last night.
Paul Dale had a long night. Penalty marker flies in the backfield. Here's Marshall. Marshall to the 5-yard line on the quick toss. Well, let's see what this penalty is. It's going to be roughing the passer against Jim Thorpe.
So I know the rules, and I'm not sure that I do. I believe a penalty will be tacked on to the end of the play and take the ball half the distance to the goal.
First catch for Marshall this afternoon.
Well, I did know it for a change. How?
Wow.
Yeah, you better believe wow.
That is the 4th penalty against Jim Thorpe, and it gives Minersville a 1st and goal from just about the 3-yard line. It'll be the fullback Workman touchdown.
And that was a 67-yard drive in 7 plays. We were talking a moment ago, Bob, about the fact that Minersville is ranked statewide in preseason polls, and that's certainly a tribute to Coach Jones and his staff, and indicates that their program has gained respect statewide. People recognize it for a quality program, and and we're certainly getting to see that here this afternoon.
Walensky for the extra point, and it is good. 6:12 left, first half. And Minersville goes up by a score of 29-0.
Where else but the Cartoon Network can you turn yourself into a monster, spend every afternoon with super adventures, get the latest teen gossip, watch 3 hours straight of Daffy Duck, make Dino your pen pal, help Dastardly find his stolen car, and win your own car just for helping, meet a new world premiere toon every single week, see your cat debut on TV, catch the latest in Japanimation, get your very own Fez. It's no secret, Bub. The Cartoon Network's the best place for cartoons.
Walensky to kick off. Craigie is back there, and he will catch it at the 9-yard line. To the 20, 25, and to the 26-yard line. He is met there by Workman. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Jim Thorpe from the 25-yard line with 6:06 left here in the first half. Don't forget to stay with us at halftime. We will have the Jim Thorpe Olympian Band. And there is Rick Jones, just walked across your screen. Miller and the Olympians, 1st and 10. Screen pass over the middle, knocked down by Josh Kristen, the nose guard.
Who wasn't fooled and was right in the middle of the screen pass as it tried to set up. Well, actually, the blocker held him up too long. He held him up for about 2 to 2.5 counts, and usually you only want to block him for a count and then let him make some penetration so he takes himself out of the play. But that time the Olympians blocked him for 2 counts or longer even.
And he and the receiver ran into each other. This one thrown incomplete, looking for Warnett. Of course, there is no pass interference behind the line of scrimmage.
We were talking a moment ago, Bob, about the fact that Minersville is a quality program. I think Coach Zeminski and Athletic Director Dave Malkin have got to get together and change the schedule. The poor Olympians have, in the times that we've seen them, opened up against really good teams. They used to open up against Central Columbia, and I think everybody who follows Southern Columbia, excuse me, Southern Columbia knows that that's a quality program. Minersville is a quality program. They got to do something about the schedule, I think.
Miller with some time, throws over the middle, complete at the 42. That'll be a first down, 17 yards on the pass to Andrew Braun.
And I believe that's the first down for Jim Thorpe this afternoon. Nice pass by Miller to Braun. Has some time to throw, sets up nicely, and delivers the ball on the mark.
Yeah, the key being time.
Right.
First down from the 42. The handoff is to Rissick. Rissick met behind the line of scrimmage. Down he goes. The first man there is Terry Davis, the right defensive end.
Looks as though the Miners aren't happy with the fact that they gave up a first down, because they certainly came aggressively on this play. That's gang tackling, swarming to the ball. Although the word swarming doesn't have near the effect today as it did last night when you predictably used it early on.
Would you want me to say flocked to them?
Well, I don't know. I guess I was just hoping that you would.
Miller squares, throws incomplete. He was looking for Andrew Braun.
Disdain the obvious.
Well, I don't know. What do Miners do when they get together? Do they just gather, or? I mean, Hornets, they swarm.
But of course, but it's so obvious, you know?
You still have to use it once. which is all I used it last night.
That's because you got called on it right away. I don't know what Miners do.
Miller from the shotgun will tuck and run, and he will be pushed out of bounds at the 41. Just a gain of 1. Josh Wank comes over from his cornerback position to make the tackle.
And that was a nice play by Wank. If we see that again, you'll notice that he does not try to punish Miller, and I got to pat the kid in the back for that. I think he hit him early enough that he could have driven him hard to the ground, but he knew that Miller was going to go out of bounds, and so instead of really trying to punish him, he actually holds him up. Yeah, he hits him. He could have legally driven him hard, and he didn't. He held him up, and I tip my hat to the young man. That's a good heads-up play.
Highland, and it will roll to the 37-yard line and be down there by the Olympians. So it'll be Miners football, 29-0. They lead. Just about 4.5 minutes left here in the first half.
I think Wank's play there, Bob, illustrates the fact that there is room to be a gentleman, to be a sportsman in the game of football. You don't always have to be looking for blood, looking to really hurt somebody. And when you see that, I think it does the sport a world of good.
First down, Minersville. I think they're looking to call a timeout. I don't think they have any more.
They don't. They don't.
They do not have any more timeouts. 1st and 10. And the handoff is to Lauderman. Lauderman across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
New quarterback in there for the Battling Miners, and number 19, Chris Paul. Lauderman, the second-string tailback, although he's a pretty doggone good second-string tailback from what we've seen this afternoon.
Yeah, there are a couple of guys who can run on this team. Here is the fullback, Workman. Workman into the open, to the 40. Workman to the 30. Workman to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown.
And when we see it again, it's another trap play. This time the left guard will do the pulling. And there's a huge hole. And Workman rambled. Maybe that's what Miners do. Do Miners ramble? No, they don't ramble.
That's what English teachers ramble.
Oh, Mr. Capazzo, that's a good one. You're on the ball today. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Yes, we are probably guilty of rambling. I'm sure I could find you a few thousand students who would agree with you.
Walensky for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. 3:55 left, first half. And the score, Minersville 36 and Jim Thorpe nothing.
Thorpe National Bank has served the community since 1902, and we are here today to help make your banking convenient and enjoyable. You may be thinking about getting a new car with a car loan, or fixing up your home with a home equity loan. Our banking staff stands ready to assist you with prompt, courteous service. The Jim Thorpe National Bank is here to serve you. The Jim Thorpe National Bank, your full-service community bank.
We were talking earlier, Bob, about last night's results. The East Stroudsburg win over Coughlin, a surprise or not? I really don't know if Coughlin is ranked preseason up there or not.
Craigie at the 10, and he gets out to the 27-yard line on the run back. I don't know, you know, I'm still not sure what to think of East Stroudsburg right now. And a lot of people are thinking a lot about them, and it's only natural to feel that there would be a drop-off when you lose somebody like Mungro and a guy like Mike Patrick, who's now working a wide receiver up at ESU. You lose a couple of guys like that, and you have to believe that there's going to be somewhat of a drop-off. But Chris McFadden back at quarterback.
isn't the entire offensive line back?
I think most of the offensive line is back, so you tend to forget that. So, you know, maybe we're not giving East Stroudsburg as much credit for what they have back. Miller to throw. Throwing right side incomplete. Had Remmel out there and just missed him.
Well, certainly if the entire offensive line is back, and I'm quite sure it is, that is going to make them a team to be reckoned with in the Mountain Valley and in the playoffs. As good as Mungro was, and there's no doubt about the fact that he was a great, great back, you don't accumulate the statistics he had without good blocking.
Right.
And granted, the new tailback may not get the same statistics, but he's going to do well if that line blocks as well as it did for Mungro.
Ralph Clay, nice catch at the 41 by Ralph Clay. He comes around, swings around the defender, and ends up with a first down.
Nice pass by Miller here as he knew what to expect and throws the ball over the defender like that. Nice job by Miller.
13 yards, first down for the Olympians. Miller back again, screen to the near side where Nett tried to run before he had it.
Not an uncommon mistake at every level of football, not just high school football. And that too is an aggressive mistake.
It'll be 2nd and 10.
Aggressive mistakes coaches can tolerate. It's when a kid's not ready to do whatever has to be done that coaches get upset.
2nd and 10, Miller from the shotgun. Pumps. His receiver got held up there, throws it incomplete. He was looking for Chris Van Dyne, and Van Dyne was held up after the pump.
Well, what he
couldn't break away.
Excuse me, Bob. What I think Miller was looking for was a stop and go pattern. I don't think Miller and Van Dyne were on the same page, and Van Dyne simply went down and did the stop and stayed there. It wasn't so much that he was held up because he didn't really try to turn and go upfield then, but the pump fake that Miller gave would indicate that's what he expected.
3rd and 10. 3 receivers to the near side. Van Dyne, Wernette, and Clay. Also Rissick out here. They'll pitch it out to this side. Rissick gets across the 45 to the 46. He's caught behind, from behind that is, by Josh Kristen. And that'll bring up a 4th and 5. Fourth and 5, and the Olympians are going to punt. Highland to kick. 2.5 minutes left here in the first half. Don't forget, the Jim Thorpe Olympian Band comes up at halftime. Just gets it away. It's a wobbler, a nice one. They came with everybody, so there was no one back to catch it, and it rolls to the 12-yard line.
We mentioned earlier about Minersville bringing in new people early here in the second quarter. That's one nice thing about a game like this for Minersville. Nothing nice about it for Jim Thorpe, but from the Minersville standpoint, all the kids who have worked hard the first 3 weeks of practice in the hot summer sun and so on are probably going to get a chance to play this afternoon, and that makes putting those 3 weeks in worthwhile. And that's how you develop a quality program. If kids know they're going to get a chance to play, why, they're going to come out for the program and they're going to work a lot harder.
Chris Paul still in a quarterback. Here's the handoff to Terry Davis. He fumbled the football, got popped by Ralph Clay, and the Olympians have it at the 21. Gabe Robinson comes up with a fumble recovery. First turnover of the game.
The first break that either team has had, really. See it again, the quick trap up the middle, always a hole in that play.
Well, actually, it was Craigie,
yeah, who got his helmet on the football and caused Davis to cough it up.
From the 20, and everybody jumping except the center.
And of course, that's the type of mistake that gives coaches gray hair. Kids got a break, got an opportunity to get a touchdown before halftime, Bob, and instead of taking advantage of it right away, why they go out and get themselves penalized 5 yards.
First and 15. 3 receivers to the near side for Jim Thorpe. Throw over the middle, incomplete. He was looking over there for Andrew Braun. It'll be second down and 15.
You mentioned Mike Patrick from East Stroudsburg High School, now playing for the university. Was he heavily recruited by Division I schools, Bob, do you know?
He was looked at by a couple of D1s. I think a lot of the Division IIs are really the ones most in the hunt for him. The pitch is to Van Dyne. Van Dyne cuts it back inside the 20, and he gets to the 17-yard line.
Nice run by Van Dyne as he used his blockers well. Cut back behind their efforts. I'm surprised that Patrick wasn't heavily recruited. I thought he was an outstanding football player, outstanding athlete.
Well, they have him at receiver there, and that's a great place to play at ESU. Yeah. Third down and about 6. Miller has lots of time, rolling right, throwing right. This one nearly picked off by Chris Paul. He was looking for Ralph Clay, and it'll be 4th and 6.
And again, they weren't on the same page because Clay was going the other way from the ball.
By the way, speaking of ESU, we were up there last week and saw Keith Zabrowski from Jim Thorpe. He is up there as a kicker.
Okay. That's one of the great things about coaching when your kids go on to play college ball. Always gives you a sense of satisfaction to know that maybe in some small way you've helped a kid get to college or enjoy his college experience a bit more.
Miller throws, he threw it behind his intended receiver Braun, and it is picked off by Jason Heffron. And so the Olympians turn it back over.
And Coach Szyminski, and this is good. I don't know if we can get a shot of this, but Coach Szyminski talks to his quarterback as he comes off the field, doesn't scream, doesn't holler, tries to explain to him what mistake he made that time, which was he didn't read the defense and didn't see the fact that the Battling Miners were in a zone defense and just sitting back there waiting for the ball.
On first down, the Miners go straight ahead. That one run by Workman.
Coach Szyminski still talking to his quarterback, Bob. But again, not screaming and hollering, just trying to explain to the kid, trying to teach the kid so that these mistakes can be eliminated as the season, maybe as this game progresses.
2nd and 8 for Minersville. Laudeman brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
On a nice defensive play.
I think it was Ralph Clay.
I thought it was number 70.
And that would be Ben Highland.
Yeah, it's number 70. who made the tackle. And the Miners do not have to snap the ball again before the halftime arrives.
And that is the end of the first half. So one half of action is in the books. The score at halftime, Minersville 36 and Jim Thorpe nothing. Stay with us for the Olympian Band.
Zimmerman's Dairy of Lehighton has been family-owned and operated since 1918. They carry a complete line of dairy products as well as your favorite Zimmerman's iced tea, fruit punch, lemonade, orange drink, and diet iced tea. Zimmerman's Dairy bottles and packages their products themselves at their newly expanded plant and storage facility in Lehighton. Look for the popular Zimmerman's half pints, and half gallons at your local gas station, food market, and convenience store. Zimmerman's Dairy is a wholesale distributor located at 808 Bridge Street in Lehighton.
It is halftime. Jim Thorpe trails 36-0, and the Jim Thorpe Olympian Band brought to you by the Jim Thorpe National Bank, your community bank with 3 convenient branches to serve you: 12 Broadway, 418 Center Street, and Route 903 Penn Forest. Now, the Jim Thorpe Olympian Band.
Salute to the cinema, featuring great music from your favorite movies. Our opener brings back the excitement of last summer's blockbuster hit, Independence Day.
Band horns up! Band bar cut! 1, 2, ready, and...
Our closer combines two movie themes from different generations, but you'll see the connection as the band features trumpet soloist Gretel Raybeck on a medley from Twister and Over the Rainbow.
At halftime, it is Minersville 36 and Jim Thorpe nothing. Our halftime statistics being brought to you here on TV 13 by the Jim Thorpe National Bank, your community bank with 3 convenient branches to serve you: 12 Broadway, 418 Center Street, and Route 903 in Penn Forest. Halftime numbers, Minersville with the big lead, and the numbers on the left side of the screen are just pulling the whole monitor that way. First downs 13-2, rushing 244 yards rushing for the Miners to 24 for Jim Thorpe. Passing 6 for 9, 91 yards for the Miners, 2 for 8, 30 yards for Jim Thorpe. Total yards way on the side of Minersville, 335 to 54. A turnover apiece and 5 penalties for Jim Thorpe for 28 yards. 1 for 15 for Minersville.
A nice balanced attack for Minersville. Coach Jones has to be pleased by the fact that his kids can not only run the ball well, but throw it effectively also.
Well, the Olympians are going to have to retreat and get that football. Chris Van Dyne finally picks it up with a 2, and he gets popped at the 11-yard line. Terry Davis put a licking on him.
And Van Dyne a little slow getting up after the hit that you called. And again, not the way to begin a half, trailing 36-0. Actually, it's not the way to begin a half, no matter what the score is.
Stoppage momentarily by the referee.
Let's see what we have in there for on defense for Minersville. See if we have some new people. Looks as though we do. Some starters, some new people.
On first down, Rissick breaks through, gets to the 23-yard line. He is wrestled down, but not before he gets 13 in the first down.
And it's good to see Coach Jones substituting early in this ball game. Not interested, obviously, in running up the score, and interested in getting as many of his personnel in there.
Wernette finds a hole, 35 out to the 38-yard line. Downfield, Matt Smolskis makes the tackle.
These second teamers who are playing for Minersville now will only benefit, as we take another look at the quick hitter up the middle, will only benefit, Bob, from getting actual game experience, and not at the end of the game either.
First and 10 for Jim Thorpe from the 38. Here's Rissick running left. He's met behind the line of scrimmage. Down he goes. The tackle by Josh Kristen. He will pick up perhaps a yard. Second and 9. Straight ahead, Wernette, not much. Tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. He'll get a yard.
Kristen again, number 56 for the Battling Miners.
You know, you talked about being here a little bit too early. We'll see Jim Thorpe again, only we will be on the road with them in mid-October at Cardinal Brennan, a mid-Penn game. Miller had some trouble out of center with it, has some time, throws near side, incomplete. Andrew Braun can't make the catch. It'll be 4th down and 8.
Ball was there, he was there, but he lost his footing and unable to hold on as he was sliding into second base. We see it again. Miller has some time to throw. And as I said, the ball was there, but not easy to catch it when you're sliding like that. Right, we do not get to Thorpe when the leaves will be in full color. That's what you call being offside in a very, very positive manner.
That's making it count.
Right. There was no doubt in his mind that the ball had been snapped.
Yeah.
False start on the offense.
It wasn't a false start. False start, the guy starts and stops and looks around, you know, and tries to get back. There's no effort to. Kids will make mistakes. It's the beauty of the game. They're not perfect.
Highland gets it away. High kick. Fair catch called for by Josh Wank, and he catches it at the 37-yard line.
And Andrew Braun went just as hard on that play as he did on the previous one when he was offsides, and that's good. That's nice to see. And he forced a fair catch. He hustled downfield, and there was no way the punt returner was going to have a chance to return that kick. Got to tip your hat to the kid because he made a mistake on one play, but he comes back on the very next play and makes up for it. That's nice to see.
First down, Miners at the 37-yard line. It'll be Chris Paul in there at quarterback. And they will go straight up the middle. It'll be 26, and of course they will throw a player at us that we have no name for.
It wouldn't be a season.
If we didn't have one of those, the mysterious 26.
Right, or should we say it wouldn't be a game if we didn't have something like that, although I don't recall that happening last night. But I don't think either team went too deep into their rosters last night.
Hand off to another guy we don't have a number for, number 12. And he will just get back to the line of scrimmage. So we have last night's and today's taken care of.
Right. One has to believe.
Of course, what we need is the guy to run for a touchdown now. They will really be in trouble.
Go get him, Bob.
3rd and 8. And here he is. And he will get close to a first down. Van Dyne over there on the tackle. Also over there is Craigie.
Well, I guess it reminds us of the necessity of going to the coaches before the game and asking if there are any players whose names do not appear on the program roster. So.
And it's such a nice roster, too.
Right.
Nice and big, numerical order, heights, weights, offensive and defensive positions. It'll be Craigie from the 23 and no more. Josh Wank down in the special teams. First down Olympians from the 25. Well, Adam Szyminski down there, I'm sure thinking about what adjustments he'll have to make this week before his team gets into mid-pen play at home against Bishop Hafey. Rissick on the pitch. He cuts back inside, dives to the 34-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 8 yards.
Well, Coach Szyminski now, I think, Bob, is looking for something positive that he can build on in practice next week. Something he can show the kids that they can do well and hope that that will boost their confidence and lead to better results as the season moves on.
Warnett had a little trouble with the handoff, but is able to regain the handle on it, go 4 yards, and get a first down. Third first down here in the second half for Jim Thorpe. Sun-drenched fans this afternoon at Jim Thorpe.
Some freshmen in there now for Minersville.
And a sophomore in there for the Olympians. It's Gabe Robinson who breaks a tackle. Down the near sideline, he's still in bounds. Now he's out. No, he stepped out of bounds short of the 50-yard line. That's a 12-yard run and a first down.
See it again. The quick pitch to the near side. Nice block there. And then Robinson refuses to go down.
So check out Denise later on.
Ooh. And he was not out by much, and he had some open running room down that sideline. But he does get a first down just shy of the 50-yard line. Rissick and Warnett back in there. It'll be Warnett. Warnett gets across midfield to the 48, the tackle made by Josh Kristen. It's a gain of 2.
You mentioned some freshmen for Minersville. Number 74 for the Battling Miners is Brian Franco. Freshman, 6'1", 219 pounds. Nice size.
Rissick running hard. First down to the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 9 and a first down.
Minersville back.
See it again. Nice blocking up front by the offensive line. And Mike Burnett, number 20, did a nice job of leading the ball carrier through the hole.
5 first downs here in the second half for the Olympians. The pitch goes to Van Dyne. Van Dyne trying to get outside.
And a nice defensive play by number 12, who we will identify only as number 12 since we do not have a name.
We have to apologize. We don't have a listing for whoever number 12 is for Minersville. So
Field addresser telling the fans here at the game, Bob, the same information that he doesn't know who number 12 is, but the kid makes a nice play here because it's a very aggressive tackle. Didn't wait for the ball carrier to come to him, but went and met him.
Usually when that happens, 10 people in the stands turn around and say, he's so-and-so. Miller will keep on the bootleg. Shakes off a tackler, not this one though. Out of bounds he goes. And the stop made by Brian Franco. We have been handed identification for our mystery man, Ed Simonitis.
Simonitis, I believe it is. Yes, Simonitis.
heck of a game right now for Minersville. He's in on every tackle. He's all over the field.
S-I-M-I-N-I-T-S.
If it's spelled that way, you're right in the Simonitz, but I heard it pronounced Simonitis.
Simonitis, okay.
So,
it's Simonitis will be our mystery man. Miller will throw. His receiver fell down. It is intercepted by Luke Leonard.
Leonard, one of the few remaining starters in there on defense for Minersville. And he certainly made a nice play here, stepping in front of the receiver to intercept that pass. Boy, that's a good official.
Yeah.
That guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Mike Sechrist, our referee, has just called an official's timeout to bring water out to the players. Since there was no stoppage in action, nobody called a timeout. He decided that it's warm enough and humid enough to get some water out there. That's a nice move.
That's a very nice move. There's a guy who's obviously aware of what's going on and has kids in mind, although he's taking a good drink now. Maybe he was thirsty, but I don't care. I don't care. That's a good move. We're quick to pan the officials, but we have to be quick to praise them when they do something like this. That's really heads-up officiating. That's showing a concern for the kids. Great job. We'll have to remember that guy's name. Mike Sechrist. I don't know that I've ever seen that before.
No.
Now, we don't do that many Saturday afternoon games, and that may be one of the reasons that we don't see it. But that's just heads-up officiating.
Well, you notice that we've gone all the way to the 4:40 mark without a real stoppage here or a timeout. And somebody was lined up in the neutral zone, and it was somebody on the Minersville side. Only their second penalty of the afternoon. Got an interesting one next week. Jim, you're real excited about this. Mount Carmel at Panther Valley. We'll see the defending state champions.
Yes,
fact, they've won 2 of the last 3.
Yes, even though that game, again, on paper is doesn't look as though it's going to be much of a ball game. I'm looking forward to seeing the state champions. Whether or not
picks up 2.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, Bob. Whether or not they're able to make another run at a state championship, of course, I don't know. Although they did open with a win last night over Tamaqua, 33-0.
Yeah, I believe so.
Something like that. I'm not sure just what it was.
And they have another Veach.
Do they really?
Yeah, he's, I believe, a receiver.
Last year, the outstanding running back was
Brett Veach.
Brett Veach. I was struggling for the first name. I really didn't remember it, but
Delmar Ames is 26, and he'll pick up a yard. Yeah, he is at the University of Delaware now.
Okay.
I was impressed the way he runs. high leg kick, knees churning.
Quick. Yep, good quickness. He was impressive. So I'm looking forward, and I hope our viewers are able to enjoy seeing the Red Tornadoes, who years ago, as I'm sure many people know, the Red Tornadoes were a big name in Pennsylvania football. Had a few off years, but they have returned under the direction of
Whitey Williams,
who was a classmate of
Rick Jones.
Who
was a classmate of
Rick Bennett
of Panther Valley now.
Right. So that class obviously turned out some young men who know their football.
Robinson with the catch at the 30. Robinson to the 35, who almost lost it. But we'll get to the 36, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Olympians right there. We will not only see that game next week, but we will get a look at our TV-13 number 1 until this afternoon. They play Dallas, who is another team that is supposed to be pretty good this year. That's Marion. Marion at home against Mahanoy area next Saturday afternoon. And then I think what could be a huge game in the Colonial League, or what should be a huge game in the Colonial League, Bangor at Northwestern.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. We've never done that game, and yet it has been a big game for a few years now, and we're going to get to do it this year.
Yes.
And again, as you point out, it should be a big game. Northwestern feels they have one of their strongest teams in years, and they've had some real strong ones the last 2 years. And I think Bangor has a good team again. I don't know if one should say they're loaded, but I believe they have high expectations. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that ball game. Talking about Marion and Mount Carmel, it's a shame we weren't able to schedule the Marion Mount Carmel game this year. That's up at Mount Carmel.
It's up at the Silver Bowl.
Right. That might be a game worth traveling to if we weren't busy that Friday night, which I'm sure we will be. But I don't think anybody will see any better games than that one will be.
Yeah. Next, that Saturday, the 13th, they have a doubleheader of action. ESU opens at home against New Haven. That should be a nice football game. I'm sure it'll take a while to see Damian Palucci throw the football a number of times. He was already named the Sporting News Division II Offensive Player of the Year for the preseason. Was a Harlan Hill finalist. Fumble, still loose, and Minersville has it. So Minersville will get the ball back with 2:36 left in the third quarter. It's 36-0. Minersville with the lead. That night, the second half of the doubleheader will be Pleasant Valley at East Stroudsburg. We will see for ourselves what East Stroudsburg has.
Right. Pleasant Valley opened last night, losing to Freedom by, I think, 33-14, something like that.
Stroudsburg and Northampton opens the fourth week. Here is Seminitis, and a penalty marker comes in behind the play. Panther Valley Marion, Saturday the 20th, that annual backyard rivalry. Lehighton at Stroudsburg. Always a tough football game, and Lehighton, after last night, opened some eyes. And we'll see if they can keep that going, but a pretty nice game for the Indians.
Yeah, very interesting to watch the Indians this year. As I'm sure most of our viewers know, the Lehighton Indians have applied for admission to the Colonial League, been turned down twice. They feel that they will have a difficult time competing in the Mountain Valley Conference. and yet maybe they will be able to compete this year.
Oh, a nice hit. It's Abdul Shabazz who comes crashing in there and makes the tackle on Delmar Ames. And of course, they have Berwick at the end of the season, which
I guess it's something to look forward to.
well, fans always like to take a look at Berwick. It's always a well-attended game. Second down and long. Here's Simonitis. And Mike Rissick is there to make the tackle along with Brandon Haight. Gain of 2 for Simonitis.
Third down and long.
Slippery Rock, ESU. That's Saturday. That's the 27th, week 6. East Stroudsburg at Stroudsburg. That is the 3rd of October. I'm still kind of disappointed that's in October and not late November.
Yeah, you and me both.
And then we take a breather. We have an open Saturday on the 4th. Ames on the carry. Abdul Shabazz is there, as well as Brandon Haight. And it's 4th down and long, about 21 for Minersville, and they will punt it.
Can't say enough about Coach Jones from Minersville and his lack of interest in running the score up. I just think that's most commendable.
Lank's punt bounces out of bounds at the 16-yard line. That is where Jim Thorpe will have it. 1st and 10.
He realizes that there is nothing to gain by putting any more points on the board with his first unit. If his second unit or his third unit puts points on the board, well, you can't help that. But he's obviously not interested in having his first unit score anymore.
And you can argue that, hey, your starters need to play, a certain amount. But at this point, it's a long season, and it should be longer for Minersville. If they do not make districts, they should easily make the Eastern Conference playoffs, so they will have at least 11 games. So here's Rissick, mad right at the line of scrimmage, trying for more, nothing else there.
Yeah, and by playing his second and third units, as we commented earlier, early in a ball game, getting them a lot of playing time, by the end of the season, when some of his first teamers may be a little nicked here and there, these kids who have played early on and gotten some experience might be able to step in and help out when they're really needed.
Yeah.
And so by playing them here this afternoon, Coach Jones may be doing his team a great big favor as the season wears on.
That's the end of 3 quarters. The score, 36-0. Minersville with the lead.
It's riveting computer talk.
You sure don't want to buy one of those 16 million color video cards and find out that you got a monitor that'll only do 16 colors.
Yeah, absolutely. This silver thing over here with a little latch over top is the battery.
Okay.
Okay, you can get in here with a toothbrush, a Q-tip, or whatever you want, and you can go ahead and clean this out. And you'll find jelly, jam, honey, chocolate, all kinds of weird stuff here.
Don't miss Computer Wise each week on TV 13.
Network.
this July.
Ooh, that's going to leave a mark.
Freakazoid, weeknights at 7 on Cartoon Network.
It's a tackler, and he's off to the races. It's one-on-one, him and Simonitis. He cuts back on him to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown Robinson, no flags.
And a great play for the Olympians. Robinson, if we get to see this again, gives a would-be tackler on the far side a nice straight arm, Bob. Let's see if we can see it. It's early in the run. Slides out of the backfield. There, he gave that would-be tackler a nice straight arm and then simply outruns everybody. Makes a nice cutback there and hightails it into the end zone. Well-designed play and a nice run after the catch by Gabe Robinson.
83 yards on the catch and run by Gabe Robinson.
Jim Thorpe has called a timeout, Bob, and give us a chance to remind our viewers who our sponsors are this afternoon.
Today's game brought to you by the Nazareth National Bank, Lehighton Chrysler Plymouth, Broadheadsville Chevrolet, Milford Chrysler Sales, Keystone Medical Equipment and Joyce's Pharmacy, Main Street Appliance and Home Entertainment Center, Schleicher's Home Sales, Forest and Masonry Supply, Zimmerman's Dairy, by Jim Thorpe National Bank, by Prologue, by the Times News, Head to Toe Fashions, by Broadheadsville Eye Center, and by Rich's Racing Collectibles. Adam Szyminski's got to be thinking to himself, I got to get Gabe in there a little bit.
Oh, yes. He's going to see more action.
Highland for the extra point. The snap is a little bit low, and the kick is as well. 11:43 left. Fourth quarter, 36-6, Minersville.
Rob?
What you're about to witness was once classified. Top secret secrets nobody wants you to know. Until now. The History Channel uncovers history's biggest mysteries with new insights on unanswered questions. They can run, but they can't hide. History Undercover. Tuesday at 10 Eastern, 11 Pacific on the History Channel.
Before we went to break, Bob, I mentioned that Robinson is only a sophomore. And he's going to be a sophomore that's going to see some action as this season unfolds.
Laudeman on the run back. Man, he is wrestled down there. Greg Kranek makes the tackle for Jim Thorpe. And a penalty marker has been thrown unsportsmanlike on the Olympians. Now Adam wants an explanation.
I think he wants to know who it was. I don't think Coach Szyminski likes to have his kids called, and the official is telling him and showing him what happened and who was guilty of the infraction. And Coach Szyminski not arguing with the officials, but obviously not pleased with what his kids were doing. And that's good leadership on the part of Coach Szyminski.
Mm-hmm. First down from the 49-yard line for Minersville. And the handoff is to Simonitis, and he is wrestled down by Abdul Shabazz at midfield. Well, the law starts all over next week. And remember, Jim Thorpe again 5-5 last year, but until the last week of the season, with their second mid-pen loss to Pius, they were still in the mid-pen. Oh, another nice play. This one by Mark Remmel, the linebacker, in on the blitz to make the tackle. So things change a lot when you get into league play.
Right. And as we said earlier, Athletic Director Dave Monk has just got to do a better job of scheduling openers for the Olympians. I mean, he brings some tough teams in here for Jim Thorpe to open up against.
Yeah.
This is a good Minersville football team, just as Southern Columbia was a good football team when Jim Thorpe used to play them.
And remember, Southern Columbia, back in those days, was in the same Eastern Conference division as Jim Thorpe, and that was the time when you had to play all the teams in your Eastern Conference division. Seminitis, and he will get just a couple. Remmel over there. So is Ben Highland.
Of course, joking about the scheduling, but it is tough certainly to open up against quality teams. It's not bad if your quality is the same level, if you have experienced kids. But when you're introducing quite a few new players, why opening up against an experienced quality team is no easy task.
I'm not quite sure why Minersville is just letting the clock run here. They will be penalized in a moment. No. Yeah, they will.
And most of the first unit comes back on the field. I don't know if that's necessary for them to punt the ball.
It looks like this is their punting team, because the punt return team moments ago was a lot of the first teamers.
Look for a fake punt here. This may simply be nope, it's going to punt it. I thought maybe Coach Jones wanted to try something out there on that fourth down situation and brought his first unit in to do it, but such was not the case.
The ball lands at the 26. You know, we talked about the limitations of a 1A school, and some of it is that you don't always have a complete second unit out there for special teams.
Right.
So.
And you only have 3 weeks to get ready.
Yeah.
And these are high school kids, and I don't care how experienced they are, it's still not easy to get a football team ready in 3 weeks. Heavens, the pros practice how many weeks to get ready? And the way some of them play or will play this weekend, it will look as though they haven't practiced at all. And they're making millions of bucks, so.
Burnett, and he's taken down by Vince DeRozier. And we have a new quarterback in there for Jim Thorpe, and he is Tim Craigie.
Craigie's going to be a nice football player. He's shown me a lot of guts, a lot of the aggressiveness.
Some of the crowd still hanging in there here at Jim Thorpe. Craigie will throw for the first time. It is incomplete. A little bit short. He was looking for Braun.
Good call by the official, who was right on top of the play and in perfect position to make the call.
Eight and a half minutes left here in the fourth quarter. 36-6. Minersville putting up all 36 in the first half.
I don't know, as we watch the Jim Thorpe cheerleaders, if you got a chance to watch the halftime show, but the cheerleaders certainly did a nice routine to one of the numbers.
This one knocked incomplete, nearly caught by Adam Szyminski. Mike Wilinski.
And no hands.
Should have had it, Adam.
Yep.
I think Adam was a lineman, though. that's another thing we're going to try and do all season long. And we do certainly thank the Jim Thorpe Band.
They did a real nice routine to a tune from Grease, Hand Jive. And it was obvious that they had put a lot of time and effort into perfecting it, and they look good.
Highland to punt. Well, he better get it off, and he just does, and gets a nice punt off. It will bounce to the 47-yard line. Yeah, we thank Daryl Sywell. There is a penalty marker out there, and it'll be motion against Jim Thorpe. Have to thank Daryl Sywell. He had to make a couple of adjustments to make sure that we could see them at halftime, so we certainly do thank Daryl and the band.
Our viewers will, I'm sure, enjoy many of the bands that we will feature this season, because we see some good ones.
And a reminder, too, that you want to check your listings and check with Blue Ridge Cable, too, as well, because we will be replaying the halftime bands with halftime revisited during the week. On a regular basis, it will be on Monday evenings from 7 to 7:30, just prior to Monday evening quarterback. This week, it'll be on Thursday, so you can catch the bands once again from that weekend the following week. Simonitis on the carry.
Excuse me, I'm sure a lot of people will look forward to that.
Gain of a yard. Mark Miller, 57, in there on the tackle. A couple of new people in there for Jim Thorpe as well.
Second down, 9.
Second and 9. Simonitis again. He will get to the 40-yard line. And he is wrestled down. Mark Donnelly, 75, in there on the tackle.
Megan Heller, number 48, also helping out.
And Minersville calls a timeout, a little bit of confusion. And tell you what, let's take a break as well. 7:15 left in this one, 36-6 Minersville.
Searching for Fox movies? Stick around. Fox Sports. Fox shows. Unbelievable. Searching for the power of Fox? You'll find it on FX. Fox Gone Cable.
Third down 2, Minersville at the 40-yard line. And a nice defensive play
by number 26, who just happens to be
Go ahead,
Robert Schuck.
Robert Schuck, okay. The Jim Thorpe roster, we keep bugging Adam to get this in numerical order. The first number on there is number 80, and the last is number 44. We'll find him.
It may take a while, but.
Fourth down. The pitch to Simonitis. He cuts back, first down. No, penalty marker comes flying in.
Two of them at the same spot, so I guess that was definitely an infraction, and it'll be either a hold or a clip against the battling Miners. A clip. But Simonitis made some nice moves on this play. Two nice cuts.
Hey, Adam. Jim, I got a good one for you. Who made the tackle on that? It was number 44. Go ahead. We talked about it being the last number on there.
Nagoya Makuza.
Nagoya Makuza, thank you. I hand it to the English man over here. Nagoya?
My English background helped me not one whit with that, but
you understand where to put everything. Nagoya, N-G-O-Y-I, last name Makusa, N-U-K-U-S-A, because I do not want to mess up his name.
Right.
Because he made such a nice play there. This one punted away. Fair catch called for by Craigie, and then he fields it on the bounce, and the play will stop right there at the 26.
you didn't care if I screwed it up. You just, it wasn't that you had any concern for the young man. You just didn't want to. I hope somebody tells us what that was all about. Okay, we've been informed by our director that it was youthful enthusiasm.
Jim Thorpe ball, 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. And Makusa is in there as a halfback now. Craigie wants to throw, pumps, now tucks, and he will go down right about at the line of scrimmage. Mike Barinsky makes the tackle for Minersville while losing his shoe.
Craigie comes over to get the next play from Coach Zeminski, and the play goes in, and Robinson goes in.
Official timeout. You saw the band there for a second. It's funny, I don't know if we'll be able to get a shot of it, but Daryl Sywell, who is the band director, usually picks up a horn. In fact, he had one moments ago. I think he's since put it down. 2nd and 11. The pitch to Van Dyne, and Van Dyne is about 17 and a first down.
Excuse me, Bob, make some nice moves. If we see this again, watch the cutbacks here. He's coming to the outside. Watch, he's going to cut back here behind him with there. First nice move. Makes the tackler miss. He's going to make another one right here. Makes that guy miss as well. Good effort by Van Dyne. Shifty hips, just like you, Capasso. When you were younger.
First down. Craigie to throw, complete Robinson. Robinson gets tripped up across the 50 at the 49-yard line. Simonitis makes the tackle.
And a nice tackle, because again, it was an aggressive tackle. He didn't wait for Robinson. He went right after him, and that's the way to tackle. Not wait, but to go after the ball carrier. And Robinson comes up limping, following that good hit by Simonitis.
He just got a Charlie horse there. Sure. 2nd down. The pitch to Makusa. Makusa looks to have the first down. And it is a first down. At the 45, 1st and 10, Jim Thorpe. As they try to put another drive here together. They scored moments ago on a nice catch and run by Gabe Robinson. Craigie to throw. Nice tucks and runs. Breaks one tackle, breaks another. Oh, and then gets plastered. Luke Leonard comes over and plants him in the grass.
But Craigie, a scrapper. Only a sophomore, but a scrappy kid. He did get clobbered, as you said, but he also bounced right back up again, ready to go. Never let your opponent know he's hurt you. Although, I think my favorite football player of all time. Used to let everybody in a place think that he was dead on his feet, couldn't possibly run another step, and then would come back and run over everybody. And of course, I'm speaking of. No?
Robinson sneaks away. Wow, another breakaway, and inside the 30 to the 29. Robinson does not want to go down.
Yeah, nice run. Couple nice moves here. You don't know whom I am speaking of?
Excellent open field running by Gabe Robinson.
Really? Huh? You may be before your time, which I'm sure you'll have some smart comment to think about. But anyway, no, Jim Brown. Jim Brown, you know, he used to get up so slow and walk back to the huddle. It looked as though as we see Al Sywell playing the trumpet.
This is Makusa. Makusa inside the 20 to the 17.
He's another sophomore. No, Jim. You don't remember Jim Brown?
Yeah, well, no, I never saw him play.
Yeah, he'd get up and he'd walk back to the huddle so slowly, and you thought, oh, this poor guy can't possibly carry the ball again. And they'd give it to him on the very next play, and he ran as though he hadn't run all day, that he was as fresh as could be. And then he'd get up and walk back to the huddle. And
Van Dyne. Van Dyne still on his feet to the 10-yard line. There's an 8-yard gain.
He did not believe in that philosophy of bouncing right back up and making your opponent think that he couldn't possibly hurt you. He didn't care.
Second down and 2. Yeah, Jim Brown, he wasn't that old when he, in fact, a lot of people feel that he retired before he should have.
Oh, here goes
one man to beat. He's going to dance with him, and a nice open field tackle by Simonitis. Makusa made a nice move to head back the other way.
If you are a Jim Brown fan, you know that Jim Brown couldn't possibly care less about what other people thought.
No.
You know, about his retirement and so on. And I sort of admire him for the fact that he said, I've had enough. I think it was after 8 years, maybe 9, no more than that. And he said, you know, that's it. And he walked away from it, never came back, and I've always liked him for that.
Van Dyne. Van Dyne inside the 5, pushes the pile to about the 2-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Olympians.
Jim Brown was always his own man, and
under a minute left, and the Olympians looking to put one in here. They trail at 36-6, so they'd like to get something else to build on as they head to mid-pen play next week. Robinson, will he have the second? No, he will get to the 1-yard line, though.
And I believe the Olympians still have a timeout or two.
Straight down the line.
So
20 seconds left.
If they don't get it in on this play, they can, I think, take a timeout, so they have another play.
Van Dyne, touchdown.
Coach Szymanski is going to have some positive things to show his kids next week.
And the 2 sophomores have the 2 touchdowns. Pardon me, Van Dyne's a senior, and Robinson a sophomore. Excuse me.
I think what you had reference to was the fact that Makusa and Robinson ran so well in that drive.
Island, a freshman, for the extra point. Miller to hold. This one is placed down, and the kick is up, and it is good. Seven seconds left. 36-13, Minersville. So Jim Thorpe gets another one on the board before they head off the field to finish this one. Once again, next week, Jim Thorpe will be back at home against Bishop Hayfie. And Rick Jones and the Miners will go to Tamaqua next Friday night. We will be at Panther Valley for Panther Valley and Mount Carmel. And Saturday afternoon, Mahanoy area at Marion. A reminder that Monday the 8th will begin. The Monday evening quarterback, Ed Christian, and the East Stroudsburg Cavaliers will join us at 7:30 Monday, September the 8th. Season premiere of the Monday evening quarterback. Wank catches the kickoff and kneels at the 21. And with 5 seconds left, they must kneel just once to start the clock and finish this game.
The thing that has impressed me, I think, more than anything else this afternoon, Bob, is Coach Jones not playing any of his offensive starters and very, very few of his defensive first team here in the second half. To me, that shows a lot of class, a lot of respect not only for his own kids, but also for his opponents. There are a lot of coaches who wouldn't do that, and yet he has put other things other than the final score or running up the score ahead of the biggest margin he could possibly have. And to me, that's just great. And I certainly have a lot of respect for Coach Jones as a result of that. I also have a lot of respect because he's built a good football program. These guys are well coached, well drilled, well disciplined. They can.
Hear what Adam just said? You are a gentleman.
Yes, and that is absolutely true.
So it is duly noted.
Yes. Yeah.
Good luck down the road. If you need anything, let us know. Coach, if you need anything.
Yep.
So the final score, Minersville 36, Jim Thorpe 13. We thank Rick Jones and Adam Saminsky along with their teams for their help this afternoon, as well as Dave Malkin and everybody here at Jim Thorpe. The final once again, Minersville 36, Jim Thorpe 13. For Jim Nunemaker and the whole TV 13 crew, I'm Bob Capasso saying so long from Jim Thorpe.